Hi everybody, this is Mr. Roche. In our tour of tools to do designing with, we were looking at Onshape today. And so what I need to do is go to the Onshape sign-in page and sign in. Okay. If you did make an account, you have to sign up or whatever. But if you sign in, you should end up someplace that looks like this. Okay. I have a whole bunch of documents and things like this in here, but your thing will look like this. It'll look like, have this, and it has things that you've made, and you can check things out, and there's all sorts of things. Like when you start making things, you'll have all these kind of stuff around, which is cool, and you can make your own stuff, which is great, and we can 3D print it, and possibly do other things with it. Okay, but what we're going to do today is we're going to learn a little bit about it. So the thing to do is to create an Onshape document. Okay. So if you go up to the create button here, okay, if you make an Onshape document, it's a pretty good deal. And this is a little bit more of a modern CAD program because it tries to keep all the parts together and make, when it comes time to make assemblies and stuff like that, it's sort of a good thing. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to make like a little box today. Okay. So we'll call it like box. Let me see. We'll call it like box. For robotics, okay, and we'll just kind of learn how to do this, okay. I think when you have a free account, everything has to be public, and what happens is you end up here, okay. So it's making this sort of workspace for you, okay, and this is what you get, okay. You get 1, 2, 3 planes to work with, and since we're dealing with 3D, you can work with it. You also need a mouse to work with it, okay? Because there's some things you can do with everything. And one of the things you can do with a scrolly wheel mouse is zoom in and out. So right now I just want you to learn how to zoom, okay? And this is just by doing the scroll wheel mouse, okay? If you're having trouble with it, we can deal with it in class, but this is kind of essential to navigate these kind of things because you end up in these. Okay. So zooming is kind of like skill 1. Okay. Another skill we're going to have before we draw anything is to do something called a pan. Okay. And that is if you click on the scroll wheel of the mouse, you can go like this and move things around. Okay. So see if you can do that. Okay. And we'll get that done. And then the final thing is a thing called an orbit. I think you just hit the left button in this. There's different systems for this. This is called orbiting. Okay. And so it lets you kind of zoom around the opportunity from different perspectives and stuff. Okay. Onshape's awesome because it does all this on online. So there must be a supercomputer somewhere running this. But it's pretty great. Also, if you get lost, you can hit these and they kind of square you up. Okay. This will tilt it more. Okay, this will move it around more. Okay, so I'm trying to get myself to the top part. Okay, and I'll orbit a little bit out so I can see what's going on. That's kind of its original. Oh no, back's on top here, so I want to move it around. Let me see here. But you get the idea, right? You can kind of move around with this button, or you can get it to, that looks more like where we were before. Okay, great. So that's kind of phase 1 of this, is just to learn how to navigate. Okay, so once you can navigate, that's good. Okay, and I'm going to stop the video. What I want you to do is practice navigating a little bit. Okay, now we're back, and what we're going to do is we're going to make a little box. Okay. And the way you do this in 3D is basically you make a kind of a 2D drawing. You pick a plane to work on, make a 2D drawing, and then you use one of these tools up here to extrude the piece, okay? And there's different ways to extrude, and these guys start getting really advanced, but you can see that they're made for parts that you'd make a bottle with or things like this. This comes very much from manufacturing, this type of CAD program. There's other ones too, like Blender and stuff like that, which are more for movies and things like that. But this is the basic, part making CAD software. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick a drawing plane. Okay, so I just clicked on it. I clicked on the top plane. So I'm going to have my stuff go up. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on it, okay, and see how it says new sketch? I'm going to pick it. Okay, so what it's doing is it's making me like a little sketch plane I can work on. But this is super hard to work on right now because you got all the planes and everything kind of in the way. So I'm going to go like this and right click on that sketch plane, and I'm going to go like this and say view normal to sketch plane. Boom. And there you go. Okay, I'm a little bit like screwed up here, but I'll go like this. I'll move this around again. Okay, so that's fine. Okay, I can zoom in and out like I did. I can pan. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of move in here, and I'm going to make just a square. Okay, so what happens is all these drawing tools change now from where they were for 3D. These are the tools for 2D. Okay, so here you can see you can make a corner rectangle. You can make a like one starting from a center point, things like this. I'm going to pick like kind of the easiest one to make a corner rectangle. So what we're going to do is we're going to fix it to the origin. This is sort of like a special thing, but we're going to do it. Okay, we're going to go here, and we're going to go like this. Okay, and one of the things I actually don't know is my my dimensions for the project here. And I think what we want to do is we want to make them into centimeters and things like that. So I'm going to go like this and just make a square. And I'm going to make, I'll check this in a second, but I'm going to make a, and right here what happens is I can put in dimensions, okay? So, whoopee, let me do that. Here, let me try that again. So actually, let's do this first. Let's check our dimensions. So we'll go here, we'll go to Workspace Units, okay? And our default unit is the inch. So I'm going to change it to the centimeter because it's easier to kind of work with. So we're working kind of on the small, okay? So that's cool. I just check that, have that go away. And now this is going to go, oh, I'm out of my plane. So let's go back into my plane. Okay, so my plane comes up. See how it says sketch one? I'm going to go here. I'm going to draw this. Okay. And now what's going on is that this is going to be 10 centimeters long. Okay. So that's reasonable. Okay. So what happens is when Onshape starts, it'll try to help you like dimension stuff. So I'm going to make this maybe like 15 centimeters, okay? So if I go like that, whoopee, okay, I can change that. But, and I'm going to go like this here. Oh, it keeps like popping out on me. But that's okay. I'm going to go up here, then use the dimension tool, okay? And I'm going to pick this, and I'm going to change this. And you don't really want things like, nobody makes things like 10.785 centimeters unless they super have to. So I'm going to change this maybe to like 15, okay? So see how the box gets bigger, okay? And what it actually Onshape does is it proportionally will change this one too, but I can check it and just figure out what this is. And so what I did was I hit the dimension tool, okay, so see how it's blue, and I'm going to pull it out, okay, let's see what this thing's going to do for me here. There it is. Okay, wow, it's being very finicky. I'm going to pull it out over here so I can see it. And then I'm going to double click on it here and maybe make this one just 11. Okay, so it's a little bit shrunken, but now it's like the dimensions I want. Okay, what's also good here is that this is kind of fixed to a fixed point, which is the origin. And so like sometimes when you draw stuff, it'll turn up blue. But since this is what's called fully constrained, because the program knows where the square is and knows how big it is, it's totally good with it. Okay, so I'm going to say, so what I have something right now that's completely bounded, and so if it's bounded and totally sealed up like a square, I can extrude it. So I'm going to hit the check button. Okay, now I'm going to orbit this a little bit so I can see it better. Okay, so it's sitting right there. Okay, so I'm using my control. I'm using my right-click mouse button and just moving around. Okay. Remember, this is zoom. This is pan, which is all the scroller wheel. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to extrude this. So I'm going to hit extrude. Okay. And I'm going to go like this. Okay. And what happens is it pops up. Okay. So what it does is it look for the face, and you can do different ways to extrude. Okay. There's different ways to kind of do this. I'm going to go straight up with this. Okay. And I can put in like a dimension right here, like 8 centimeters. Okay. and it'll extrude up for me, and it just seems short, so I'm gonna go like to 10 here. Okay, and then I can do like that. Okay, so that's not bad, right? See this? I got this like nice little cubey thing here. Okay, and that's pretty good. So, but there's different ways to extrude too. You can go the other way. See? Okay, I kind of like it going up. Okay, or you can do them like both. You can have a second end position. So you could do like see how it's straddling like the middle. So depending on what you want, like see, I could make this one be like 10 as well. And then I have this like sort of refrigerator size thing, right? But I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to take the second position option off. Okay, and everything's good. Okay, so we're good. Okay, and I'm going to orbit a little bit so you can see it. And so if everything's fine, I'm going to go like this and say okay. Okay, so that's pretty great. And then I can do things to this square now. Okay, so one of the things I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to make a hole in it because we wanted to make a box. Okay, so if I go down to my 3D drawing tools, okay, I'm looking at these cool options I have here. There's this one right here called shell. Okay, so I'm going to pick shell. And so see what it says. It actually explains the tools and stuff. So it creates a hollow, thin-walled polymer by running one or more faces. Okay, and I'm going to go like this. I want to try to do something at the end. See if you like it. But okay, so what we're going to do is right now what it wants to know is it wants to know if I want to remove faces. Okay, and I want to say yes to this face, but I want to keep these other faces because it'll be like a box then. So I'm going to click on this. Okay, so see what it did? That's awesome. What it does now is it just makes this sort of hollow box. Okay, now you got to figure that probably this isn't great for 3D printing because it's really, really small. Okay, centimeter is super thick, but maybe I'd go like half centimeter. Okay, that's like kind of 50 millimeters, right? So that's not bad. And that it's kind of helpful for what I'm going to try to do. I actually might go even like 7, like three quarters of a centimeter or something like that. That's pretty thick, but that's sort of okay because I kind of want that. Okay, so what it's doing is it makes a sort of a hollowed thing out. Okay, and it's shelled. Okay, so there we go. Okay, and I just want to like see if you guys can do this. This is pretty good so far. Okay, and I'll show you one more thing. Okay, so this is just like a quick and easy thing you can do. There's this thing called fillets. Okay, and they use them on cars and things like this. And so what we're going to do is we're going to fillet the edges of our box here. Okay, so we're going to go like this. I'm going to pick fillet, and it wants to know what edge. This is about edges. Okay, so it has to find out what to fillet. So we're going to go like this. And see what it does? It makes this kind of round thing on it. And I'll see if I can make it a little bit bigger. Say like that. Okay. And so what it's doing is it's going to kind of round things for me. So it's going to make like a little kind of hot tub or something. And I'm going to fillet this one. Okay. I'm going to orbit around. I'm going to fillet this. Okay. I'm going to orbit around. I'm going to fillet this. Okay. I'm going to orbit around. And I can fillet these sides too. I can go like this. This, if you like, this and this, okay? And if I do this, then I have this kind of like cool little box that I can do stuff with, and we can check it out, okay? So there you go. Next lesson, we'll try to put like a lid on it or whatever, but that's what we could do, actually. We could make something actually like we have a Raspberry Pi, so maybe we could put the Raspberry Pi inside here, and then make like a little slot for our names, and then that would be like a whole project. I was thinking about that. That might be cool. Okay, so combine all our activities into one. Okay, so anyway, that's the deal. Okay, what I want to see is this, and I want to see you guys make a lovely screenshot of this. Okay, and put that screenshot on Canvas so I can see it. Okay, so give it a try. If you have trouble, it's okay. We'll deal with it. Okay, get as far as you can, or explain to me in like a note or like a video what's going wrong. There's also things here like this Onshape has pretty good learning tools. So they have their own stuff too. And so you could start with like you could look in here to find things too, because I use these things all the time. So I got a bunch of these completed and stuff. But you could look at